Hi everybody, today I'm going to share with you Winter Wibblers Volume 2, and this is the Minecraft Studio Download Art Pack edition, which you can find at the Highlight Crafts website. This is a much demanded, much asked for content that we've been able to create for you and share with you here at Highlight Crafts. And of course this follows on from Volume 1 of Winter Wibblers, which we know you absolutely loved. And there's still time as well to get your makes made before Christmas, because this is one of those collections that kind of stems from Two Red Robins in the scene building elements, the way that you can build projects and just make them so magical, and the love of craft. This is the craft you do at Christmas time, not necessarily in the run-up, but at Christmas when you want to craft. This is the one that you can celebrate and have fun with. So I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to go straight to the PC and share exactly what you're going to get in this download, which is amazing. So over to Minecraft Studio, you're going to get your backgrounds, your images, and your reflections. So I'm just going to quickly take you through these and share exactly what are in these folders. So within your backgrounds, you've got, of course, your index sheets. Now this has all built up content, so to share with you so you can see exactly what you're getting in here. There's backing papers actually made up from the files that you get within the Wibblers collections. We've given you them variations of colorways and textures to give you a point of difference, to give you projects to be able to create something different every time, and also something that you can't do with the dies. So it gives you that extra element of craftability with these. Within your folders as well, you're also going to get your images. Now this is my favorite part of any Minecraft Studio collection. In these is all of your PNG files. So you've got your sleigh, you've got your favorite new characters with all of their brand new colorways as well. So you're going to get the snowman, the Father Christmas, you're going to get the little snow girl as well, all in different colorways. And then you've got those cheeky additions in here as well with your Merry, Peppermint and Frost. Those are all of your fabulous whimsical reindeers within this collection. But you can see as well with this, you're going to be making wreaths with it, scaling them up, changing the sizes. You've got real signature elements of the festive period in here. It really just make this a fabulous, fabulous collection. So we'll get into those shortly. But if I just take you then through to the reflections, of course, if you've got the dies from Winter Wibblers, you now have all of the reflections at the click of a button on this download, which then means you go into your effects, your hues, your colorways, your rainbows, and then you can make your reflections any color that you want. So you can make all of your Christmas cards tailored to your Christmas decorations. Maybe these are going to be for your table. Maybe they're going to be decorations for your placemats or decorative plates or charger plates for Christmas dinner. You've got the ability to then tailor basically everything from this collection into what you want it to be. So let's get into actually making something. To start off with, what I'm going to do is actually make a landscape project. So I'm going to go straight into print up here at the top. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm then going to go into portrait and landscape. So I'm going to make my page landscape, which means we can create a full scene across here. Now I wanted to play with some characters, and of course Amanda is then going to be playing with this in a different form, and I'll show you how this project can go through different genres of craft. But we're going to go straight into our images here. Let's have a little look, and I'm going to select a few characters to use. So we're going to get Christmas Friends, we're going to get the one that is either a Gonk or a Father Christmas, whatever you'd like. I just love the colorways. I think the neutral tones are really nice for this one. But again, if you want to, go straight into here and then be really playful with it. I mean, that is a beautiful, beautiful colorway, which again goes with that icy, wintry tone. So really, really versatile. So I'm just going to reverse that process to make him back to how he was, so he still corresponds with the colorway. And let's start dragging some images out onto here. So I know I definitely want to use one of our reindeers in here. I'm going to use Merry. Then we're going to bring him, look at that image. It is amazing. So I'm going to bring this one out, and then the Skinny Christmas, which really is the evolution of the tremendous die that we brought to you from Wibblers 1. And this is really a big statement piece that's going to either take center stage of your cards, or you're going to make it as picks or foliage for your wreaths and small embellishments. So I'm starting to think what project we're going to be creating here. But to do something completely different, I'm going to go into our backgrounds. And this particular one here, I'm going to actually scale right down. Let's have a look. And I'm going to rotate it. And I'm going to keep it at this scale because I want to use it and duplicate it. Here we go. And I'm going to crop it. So if we crop it in from the side to about here and crop it down, I'm then going to use this one because I now know that the scaling's all the same. I'm going to crop this one right down just to one narrow plank. Here we go. And if we then start to build our scene, I'm going to bring this one, just stretch it up a little bit. And then if we copy and paste this one, let's have a look. And this is where you can be extremely playful with Minecraft Studio, because you really are creating now your very own designs that you wouldn't get in die form or SVG. This is really becoming its own. So let's put this one up at the top. Here we go. And then straight away, we can see we can create a stable. So if I then put this one at the bottom, there we are, just to create a border. And then bring back in our character, let's scale him down. In fact, let's move him to the side, scale him first. Here we are. He can then sit behind here, and he's now in a stable straight away. So I absolutely love this aspect. I mean, you could do this and group them all together, and you could have multiples, and then you could actually duplicate them and have it as in a trio together. You could change the colorways of each one, and you've got loads going on here. So a fabulous little concept. These could be little A5 cards, play settings. These could be gift tags going on your presents. I'm just going to delete these ones off for the moment, take those away. I'm going to have him stood in the middle. Now, building up with these trees here, really easy way to be able to create landscapes. Now, something I'm also going to add to this project is from this side of the page here to this side. I'd like it so this could either wrap around a candle or maybe a wine bottle. So we want it to be a repeat pattern. So if I enlarge this tree, and then with just the center of the tree top here, if I put this in line with the edge of the page, I'm then just going to copy and paste it, and then sit it to the exact other side of the page, again, halfway marked across the edge of the page. So theoretically, when we bend this paper around a candle or anything that is a cylinder, it will match at the end and have a lovely seamless repeat. So I'm going to crop the tree in from the edge. Here we go. So now you can really start to see how it's going to work. So we'll crop this one as well from the sides and up from the base. And now we can start to infill with our scene. So I'm going to go back to images and let's have a look. Skinny Christmas, love this one. So I'm going to bring them out in different sizes, and I'm going to have them overhanging the edge of the page, and I'm not going to worry about cropping anything just yet because we can do all of that at the end. So this is really the playful part. So let's bring in some more around here. We're almost creating like a Christmas tree farm, but it could be any scene that you want. Let's do some really scaled down ones. There we go. I'm going to paste another, put one of those in here. Let's have a little look. Let's have some right towards the bottom. Let's move the sleigh down in the reindeer. And then I'm going to paste another, have one of them down here, just so we're covering the bottom of that stable door. So as we're building this scene together, I think what I want to do is utilize more of the page. So if we make him bigger, like that, and then we can start to enlarge some of our other items to scale these up. So you can now see how when you're moving them independently, you can start to get the point of difference, making it look more natural as they're all coming together. So in our little stable here, it'd be nice to actually decorate some embellishment areas on here. So we've got our Christmas trimmings, we've got all of our picks for our florals. So if I just grab one of the poinsettias here, I'm going to make this off the page because you can still craft outside of your virtual craft desk. You can still utilize the purple area to work on. So I'm going to add one up here and then go in with our images here of our spruces and our pines. So if we pop these to each side, I'm going to copy and paste this one. And then let's flip this one horizontally and rotate it round. And then if we actually grab the poinsettia and bring it to the front, we can make our own swags. So let's move this one up, bring in some of the trimmings here. I'm going to enlarge this one just to add a little bit of that forest green into this, which would look really nice. But again, with your poinsettia, if you wanted to, if you didn't want to go with the red colour scheme, you just go straight into your rainbow and pick any colour that would work for you. Maybe you're going to go blues. That would still work with this collection because again, with the artwork, we have our blue colourways in here. So matching it up just gives everything symmetry. It harmonises really well. I'm going to go back to the red one because I'd like to share it with you as is, because maybe you don't want to play with colourways and maybe you just want to sit and build. So you can do all of that. Let's put some more of this colour across from this side here. There we go. And then bring our floral to the front again. And then if we actually group over all of this in one piece, we can scale it right down like this, and it could sit just across the front of our stable. Now if I was to duplicate this, we could then make a garland out of it. So if we then bring it down even smaller and then copy and paste that, we're then using the same image but creating it running just across the top trim. I think I'll be able to get 3 if I just make them slightly bigger. Let's have a look. Again, playing with that size gives you the craftability to do literally whatever you want with it. There we go. And I think as well, in the background of our sleigh scene, I keep calling it a sleigh, it's a reindeer in a stable, but I'm going to put our background back in. So this wooden texture, if we rotate it so the grooves are horizontal, here we go, and then I'm going to crop that down like we did previously. And then I think if we then take the brightness up just a notch, so I'm going to go into our brightness here, take the brightness up and maybe the opacity down just ever so slightly. And if we bring it here, I'm going to sit it to the very back of the design. So it looks like the back of the stable. So if we send that to the back, and again, I'm going to take the opacity right down on there. There we go, just so it's a subtle effect, giving it a really nice detailed edge. And let's add a drop shadow in here, and that's just giving him a little bit of difference from the back and the front. Within our images, we've got loads of different picks, we've got loads of trimmings. So if we do this one, we can make it into a tree. So great for building wreaths with, because you've got that curvature on here, but you can of course change the orientation. But if we bring more of these ones out and flip them together, here we go, you can actually stitch them and make trees out of them that of course lost the leaves because it's winter. So then let's add just a smaller element of this one onto the top. There we go. Group all of that together in one piece. Now we can move it independently, and then we can sit those to the very back. So I'm going to bring a couple more. Let's copy and paste these. Here we go. Send that one to the back. Bring it down. I'm going to paste another one. Have it just here behind the stable and send it to the back. Now, as you become, complete and content with the project that you're creating on here, there's loads of things you can do. So I'm going to leave our couches out just for the moment, and I'm going to group over the whole page. So as I do this, I'm going to take you to the layers before I group it, and you can see all of those elements that we've just added to this project. Now, as I group over all of this, I'm dragging my mouse over the whole screen. It highlights everything. So automatically we've selected all the elements on the page. These two are left out of the equation for the moment, but as soon as we group it, it compresses it all down into that one file, which means you can move the whole thing together. So if we just grab a digital punch, this is how you can then crop an image that you've just grouped. So I'm going to bring a rectangle on, because of course when we click on the image, the crop function is grayed out. We can no longer crop. So if we go in with this element here, make it the exact size of our A4 page, which is really, really easy to do, and then go to digital punch and keep the inner. Automatically, we've now created our very own page. Now this then gives you the option to add in your characters. So you could bring these right to the front of your project and start to embellish them. Or of course, if you have the dies as well, you can then do your decoupage and cut with them, or the SVG versions of it. But with Minecraft Studio, it gives you the option to either send this as a digital card, maybe you're going to be printing it onto rice paper, maybe you then want to bring in some of the other items. For example, let's have a look. We've got in here our sleigh, so we could bring the sleigh into the mix. We could actually, if we just enlarge the sleigh, we can then pop him inside it. There we go. I'm actually going to crop his feet off. So if we go into the crop function, I'm just going to crop that so it looks like he's then stood inside it. We'll group it together, scale it down so it all scales in real time together, add a little bit of a drop shadow on there. There we go. And then we've got our sleigh, we've got our little Christmas friends here, the little Christmas girl, and it's all together in one piece. So that is making a full background image. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this element here away and this one here away. I'm still going to save them, but I'm going to print it as a whole. So this here is the printed outcome that I ended up with. You can see I've added other embellishments to this one, but this is making a Christmas background, utilizing all of that concept from Minecraft Studio. And again, this is just one outcome of an infinite amount that you can create. Now I'm going to pass this to Amanda because she's going to do something amazing with her SVGs with Winter Wibblers Volume 2 and show you just what you can do with all of those items. So thank you ever so much for joining me for the video. The link will be in the description to all of the details used within this. Of course, your Minecraft Studio Volume 2 Winter Wibblers. So go straight to the Highlight Crafts website and you'll find it all there. I'll see you in the next video.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button, subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notification of all our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.